Hello there, this is Nate. Next weekend I'm participating in an online convention that my local friends and I are calling OnCon. They informed me that this is short for online convention, which would make sense, but I actually did a little bit of looking around and this is not actually true. OnCon is a name which is already taken. It is a convention which takes place in Florida every year, and I'm actually not entirely sure what its purpose is because its website has no stated purpose. However, if I may surmise, this appears to be a convention where a circuit of speakers uses the Dr. Fox effect to convince a room full of middle management that they just learned something about being executives. I'm not entirely sure why they want me to do my panel on the history and prehistory of Gynax from 1980 to 1995, but they do, and I will oblige. I'll be live streaming this panel because I think that this is a panel which might benefit a little bit from live streaming. See, in a convention setting, audience interaction can be extremely hit or miss, to put it mildly. But if you are live streaming, then the chat in the stream can talk amongst themselves freely, and the person doing the panel, myself in this case, can respond to them at will instead of having to negotiate the give and take of actual audience interaction. I want to see how that goes. I'm curious about that, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, but I also want to experiment with recording panels. And this is something that I've wanted to try since 2015 when I first started doing panels. Now, I put a lot of work into these panels, doing research, putting the materials together, and figuring out exactly what I want to say, how I want to say it, how to make the points that I want to make in the most clear and efficient and effective way possible. And I want lots of people to be able to enjoy them. I go to conventions and I make these panels with the expectation that I could be doing this for an audience of maybe 5 to 10 people. That's happened sometimes, and I'm happy with that. But at the end of the day, I do want people to actually be able to enjoy this work, which is a little bit odd because this is a format where my work only exists for an hour and then it disappears, and maybe it'll come back like another year, or maybe that will be the last time that the sum of all that work exists at all, which is dumb and bad, and I would like for that not to be the case. And there are certain obvious advantages to having a recording of a panel. You can pause me, and go do literally anything else for a little while and come back later if you feel like wasting more of your time. You can rewind me if I didn't speak clearly, and you can tell me to play at 1.5 speed if I'm speaking more slowly than you can process information, which is something that I do all the time. Moreover, I perceive that there is an unfulfilled niche on YouTube for long-form anime-related panel-like content. If you are aware of people who are making long-form panel-like content and uploading it to YouTube, then please let me know, because I have not been able to find them. I don't know much about anime YouTube, but what I am most familiar with is short-form, highly polished video essays, which, to be brutally honest, generally do not have a interesting, meaningful thesis, and if they do have an actual thesis, then they do not possess the caliber of research which I would like to see from them. The long-form content that I would like to see would also be able to treat of certain topics which short-form essays cannot by their very nature. I would like to see really deep dives in ways that I can't even do in panels, because you have to make sure that the convention actually accepts your panel and that people are actually interested. I want to do a long-form essay on like specific approaches to character animation in anime and go on for like an hour about it, and I wouldn't be able to do that in real life. So this presents in some ways more opportunities than doing actual panels would, but that's a little bit far off into the future. The reason I have not tried this obviously promising idea before is that having worked to get the panel ready for the convention and then having presented it, I'm generally too lazy to then go and make a recording. However, as you may have noticed, it is late March 2020, and it is looking increasingly unclear whether Otakon will end up being held or not, and indeed whether it would be a good idea to go to Otakon if indeed it is held. We don't know yet. I intend on submitting my material to Otakon this year. There are a number of things that I would like to run that I am quite looking forward to. Probably a new animation panel with Evan. I intend on rerunning my History of Kyoto Animation panel, which has a lot of things that I would like to sharpen up from what I ran at Katsukon. It has a lot of room for improvement, but the thing is, with that one, I know exactly what I want to improve, and once I do that, I think it will be probably the best panel I've ever done. I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to do that again, and there's a couple other things that I'm probably going to be working on as well. With all of that in doubt, if I am not able to waste my time working on those things, I will instead be able to waste my time working on recordings to upload to YouTube in hopes that YouTube's algorithm does not smite me. At least too hard. This is perhaps a little bit of a vain worry given that my YouTube channel is currently mostly copyrighted material that I do not have permission to upload. So I don't know what point there is in even talking about it, but at any rate, the first panel I'll upload will be Cool Animators and How They Shaped Anime, which is a Sakuga introduction panel. There is actually already an excellent intro to Sakuga panel on YouTube uploaded by one Sean Beerez that's been around for a few years. In fact, it's one of the first things that I watched when I was sort of learning about this particular side of animation appreciation myself. But this is a panel that I quite like, and I look forward to seeing what the possibilities are for producing a highly polished, pre-recorded version of this to put up here so everybody can enjoy it in a format which will not perish into the nether after existing for approximately an hour. So, look forward to that. Tanishimi ni. Lastly, I consider that the production committee system must be destroyed. Until next time.